Okay, I'm back at this this black walnut bow. I've taken my 4-way rasp and to get it down to this shape. Now I'm using my scraper. It's been using a regular cabinet scraper, like so. I'm just getting into the long string tillering part. I got the tips down to where they're just about final dimensions. See that? Not sure if you can or not. Try it at a different angle here just in case you can't see it. They're pretty thin. I think I'm pretty much at final width, but I still have some tillering to do yet, and that's what I'm doing right now. I got long string tillering. What I've been doing with that is I just take the bowl like this. Make sure I got my pencil. And I'll look down the limb. And if you look down this limb's bending nice. I'm done working on this for a while. If you can see that, it's bending real nice. Looks like you can bend a little bit more here and a little bit down here more. But right now that's real good compared to this one. And this one here is, you're bending like that. And you can see right here, from here on it's moving, and from here up it's not. So I'll take my pencil, make a mark there, and I can take and mark this up. And I'll take my scraper, I'll take that off, and I'll do that a few times, and then I'll come back and test the bend again. And then after that, exercise the bow a bunch. So I'll take this off a few times, and I'll start exercising it. And after, I'm going to take a break from tillering a little bit and put a handle on it. I think I'm to that point. So yeah, I'll keep on removing wood and get this thing bending evenly. When you're removing wood, always make sure that you're staying even across this way. And this feels pretty good. Even though it doesn't look quite even, when you feel it, it feels pretty good. Alright, I'm going to take a break on tillering that bow a little bit and get a handle on it. I do most of the stuff primitive on my bows, so what I got here is I got a piece of gut hafting material. This is what I'll be sewing the handle on with. What I'd like to do is I'll take the tips. It's hard. It's flexible, but it's hard. See, these are kind of crispy on the end. What I'll do is I'll take it, I'll put it in this bottle of water. I'll get it softening right away before I get going. I'll take this paper clip, or this clothesline clip, and I'll just set it just like that. And I'll let that soak while I'm doing all my other stuff here. And I got a piece of tan leather here. This is a thick end. This particular piece is thinner down here. It's real thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of rough guesstimate what I need. I'm just going to put my hand on there. I'll make a pin, and I'll give myself like a ½ inch on either side. And I'll just make a mark like that, rough. And then I'll cut it out, but I'll leave enough room so I got plenty of room to wrap this around the bow, and I can cut it to fit. So I'll cut this out, and then I'll stick it on the bow, and then that's when I'll have to do my final cutting. Okay, after I have the leather cut to the right width to match my hand, I'll take it on the bow here and I'll wrap it around. I'll start on one side like so. I'm right here. I like to have my grip up just a little bit, and a little bit up from where I'm grabbing. I'll start there. And I'll wrap it around. And where the leather meets, make a little pen mark here. One down here. And then one underneath too, because I can see it's kind of a little long right there. So I'll take these, I'll cut everything off. What I'm just trying to do is I'm trying to sneak up on it, so it'll be easier for me to get the final fit. Right now it'd be really hard for me to cut all this off and get a final fit. So I'll cut it off, knowing that I'm going to have plenty of stuff here to stretch. I'll have to cut it off again, but just a step in the right direction. Okay, now that I got this cut down to closer to final size, it's going to be a lot easier for me to find out where I need to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to line it up closest to the middle where the final seam is going to be here, above where I'm grabbing. And then I'll take this and wrap it around this is where I'm going to cut it again. I'm going to make a mark right on top, and I'll do the other end. I'm kind of not worried about the middle right now. And right where the seam is, and in the middle, I'll just guesstimate. So now again, I can take and I can remove some of this leather right here, and I still will have enough to do this. My ultimate goal is to get it cut back a little bit, as to where I stretch it when I sew it, and I stretch it to get it together, and it'll be a nice tight fit. So I'll cut this off again, and I'll get closer to my final fit, and then after we get to the final fit, I'll think about poking some holes and sewing that gut in. Go after I have it cut out and I've got it fit on the bow, went and put this, wrapped it around it and stretched it to where this final, when it's finally put on, it's going to stretch around and fit. What I like to do is I like to fold it in half, make sure they match up good, because they need to match up good now to match up good on the bow. And it looks like they're matching up great here. So now what I'll do is I have this really small punch here. I'm going to come down and I'm going to make a bunch of holes, evenly spaced, hopefully, all the way down, and then that's what I'll use to stitch this in with the gut. So I'll start up here. I don't want to get too far out, because I don't want it to, when I really stretch it, I don't want it to rip out. So I'll start in, an 1/8 on each side. I wonder what that did to the camera there. And I'll do that all the way down until I'm done with this handle. I'll space them about 1/4 inch, so 1/8 inch and 1/4 inch apart is what I'm looking for. Okay, so I took my punch and I got holes evenly laid across the end here, and I'll go back to my the gut here. Well, actually, first I'm going to take a little bit of type on, and I'm going to spread it on the back here. I'm going to let it set up a little bit before I put it on. I don't want to get it near the thread or the holes so I can see it, but I do want to get it on there so that when I put the bow on, the handle on the bow, that it's not going to go anywhere. I'm going to try to stay away from the holes. I'm going to try to stay away from the edges because I don't want it squirting out. Like I said, I do want it stuck. And if I have any moving leather later, I can come back and pull leather out and put some glue on it if I want. But it's okay. I'll let that set up a little bit as I'm looking at this. And there's a couple reasons for me to clip this. One is so that this gut material doesn't fall in the bottle, and two is when I take it out, these top parts of this gut don't get soaked. So this is stiff, and this is stiff, and then when you get to where it's soaked, it's flexible. So you can use these as your sewing needles, and that's what I'm going to do here. So I'll take it out and just kind of give it a few snaps and let it dry. Okay, here I got the bowl here. Let me move the camera. So you can see, hopefully. Alright, got the handle here. I got the gut material here and the bow here. So now the seam is going to be on the back, so we can go like this. I'll try to center it right up, and I'll try to be right at the height I want, which is going to be right there, right in the middle. Okay, I got my handle all stitched up. I got the cross stitches on there where you go in, you come out, and you make X's, and you go down through them, and you come out the inside like that again. Okay, I'll explain. And I'm to the end. And now all I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to tie it a couple times. And you can do a couple things here. I'm just going to clip it off because I'm not really into too much decoration on my bows. I'm more of a function than being pretty. So I'll just take and cut these off. But if somebody wanted to, they could put beads here. They could bead it and feather it here, so you could have a decorated handle. Like I said, mine's more function than form. So I'll just clip these off. The handle's on. My fingers rest right in between here. It feels nice to hold on to. Plenty of leather in the grip there. Ready to go. So there it is.